Hey, Andy here from playconnect.co.uk. If you're joining an online improv session, these are some quick tips to help you feel comfortable with the platform so you can get the most out of it. So first thing is we'll be using Zoom. If you don't have it, you will need it a lot. It's great. It's a bit like Skype, but better. It's free, so you need to get that at zoom.us. You can sign up for a free account and get that there. Because we are working online, of course, having a good internet connection is going to help you. Often headphones might help. It can help prevent weird feedback things and echoes. If you've got Bluetooth headphones so you can move around, then that's even better. And speaking of moving around, I'm quite a fan of standing up. We probably spend far too much time sitting down. So if you stand up or have a bit of space to stand up, then you've just got that much more openness to immediately get into movement and feeling your body and your impulses. That can be a great help, just if that's physically comfortable for you. So technical things. It's best to join on something with a big screen if you can. So Zoom works on a phone, it works on a tablet, but if you have a big screen, then it will show you that kind of tiled effect, so you can see lots of other people at the same time. On a phone, you'll find you just get one or two people and you can't see everybody else, so it's perhaps a little bit, it's okay, but it's not as good. So big screen if you can. And once you've got a big screen, you have some extra options that you don't have on a phone. And I'm going to walk you through them just so you know where the buttons are, so that when we refer to them during a session, you'll know exactly what to do. It's really, really easy. So the first thing to be aware of is that you've got two ways of looking. So at the moment, there's two of me here now. So there's me, who you can see, and there's me on a phone as a host. So I've sort of logged in separately. So imagine that bit there where it says host is me leading a session or something like that. So if I'm here as a guest, as a participant, then if I wiggle my mouse, then suddenly loads of options appear that you can see on the screen. And the first one I want to show you is up here in the top right, the difference between speaker view and gallery view. So if I click on speaker view, what you'll see is in this case, it's showing me the other person speaking. I'm going to switch my video on my phone on. There's me. That's a bit weird, isn't it? There's me speaking on my phone. And I can switch the video off there. So it shows you the person who's speaking and everybody else is small. Usually we don't use this because it's quite nice to see everybody at the same time. So to switch back again, you just go up here, top right hand corner, and you can click on gallery view. And now you get lots of people at the same time. So if we were 6 people, we'd have 6 people on the screen, for example. So you've got that speaker and gallery view. Second thing is being able to mute your sound and your video. So if, for example, you've got children at home or a dog's barking or something like that, and the noise might be distracting others, you can temporarily mute yourself by going down here to the bottom left. And if you click on mute, then no sound will be coming out. Now, I think you'll still be able to hear this because of the way I'm recording it. And then if you want to speak, then you can just click again to unmute yourself, just like that. Sometimes when you enter a breakout room, you will usually be muted when you come in. So you'll need to unmute yourself in that way when you join a breakout room. Or if sometimes the host might mute you if something distracting is happening, in which case you just unmute yourself to speak. Second thing is you can switch on and off your video, which can be useful if you're shy or useful if for a particular purpose, which I'll explain in a moment. So a similar idea, just go down to the bottom left on your screen and click on stop video, and there you go, your video has disappeared, and you've either got just letters of your name, like here where it says host, or you have a profile picture if you've uploaded one, and then you click again to start the video again. Now there's a reason why that's useful, and that is because there's a function on Zoom to hide non-video participants. So if I go to this one where it says host, go to anywhere where someone isn't on video, anybody's little picture here or name, and go up to these three little dots here in the top right of their little square, and click on that. It says hide non-video participants. So if I click on that, then that other me who's on the phone disappears. Now this is useful because we can use this for scenes and games where, for example, we can have two people on video and they'll come up big and on your screen, where if everyone else switches their video off, you'll only see the two people who are actually in the scene. So that looks kind of cool and great, and it also means you can do things like entering a scene or entering a game or volunteering, and the way you do that is by starting your video. So I'm going to start my video on my phone here, and you'll see that when I start my video on my phone, oh, I've just entered the hello, I've just entered the scene. So then I could join in something, right? I'm going to switch my video off because it drives me a bit crazy when that's on. So that means that you can, we can do cool things like have scenes with two people. You can do walk-ons. You can, and it'll just look better, look more fun. The other thing that can happen, which I mentioned before, is we have a function to use what's called breakout rooms. So the host can put you into small groups, so like groups of 3 or groups of 4, and when that happens you'll appear on a different screen with 3 or 4 people, and for example you can play a game with yourselves there. So ideally I'll have remembered to say I'm going to put you in breakout groups and I'll give you 5 minutes, and then you can go and play by yourselves, which is nice because it means that you get more turns like that, right, than if there's a larger group. You can leave a breakout room at any time if you don't want to play or for any reason. And the way you do that, I can't demonstrate it completely here, but here where it says leave meeting, if you're in a breakout room, it will say leave breakout room, and what that does is it'll bring you back to what's called the main room, and normally I'll be there. So you can just come and hang out and chat with me, that's absolutely fine, right? So there's never any pressure to do anything, you've always got that choice. When you enter a breakout room, then you'll probably be muted, so you'll need to unmute yourself down in the corner like I showed before. I can send you messages in the breakout room, so that can happen. You might see a message come up saying 1 minute to go or something like that to let that happen. And let me bring up the other non-video participants, and I'll switch that one. I'm going to switch my weird hosting thing on, so there's me over there. Imagine that's another participant. There's a funny thing on Zoom where generally it shows you to yourself, which is kind of nice, so you can check that you're not like speaking like this or anything like that. You've not got anything you don't want people to see in the background. But it can also be a bit distracting. I can end up going to yourself because that's not how we are in normal life, right? We normally we don't see ourselves unless there's a mirror there. So if you find that distracting and you want to just sort of relax into being with people, you can go over your own screen, and here over those 3 dots you can click on hide self view. So when you click on that, so that one where I clicked it has disappeared, so all that's left is weird freaky other me over there. Normally you'd see like the other 6 people would be there, for example, but you won't be seeing yourself, so that can be nice, so then it's not distracting. And when I want to bring myself back again to check my hair's okay, check my camera's working, I can go up to the top here and click on Show Self View, and then I've come back again. Last thing I'll mention, we don't really use it that much because it's quite nice just to have the personal video interaction since we've got that capability. I'm just going to switch my video off, that's a bit weird. Since we've got the capability, it's nice to use video, but an option that we sometimes use here is to use the chat. So if I mention the chat, you just click on chat there and you'll see messages. So that's a message I wrote before, but I can write a little message in there. So for example, they might be suggestions for a scene or a game could go in there, and then usually towards the end of a session we'll often do announcements which will go in there. And then if we've done announcements and you're like, oh, that's great, I really want to remember like what someone said, or I want to remember a link, you can copy and paste it just like you would do normally. The other thing you can do here, if you go down to these 3 dots, you can click on those 3 dots and click on Save Chat. So when you save the chat, a little bar will come up, and then you'll be able to keep that in keep that for your own records. You know, if there's something you want to follow up on, or like a link that someone said that was really great, then you've got that option there. So there you go, quick run through how you can use all the tech on Zoom. It's really easy, but just if you're used to it, check that you feel comfortable with it, then we can relax into the playing when you're here. And I look forward to seeing you at a session very soon. All right, cheers now, bye.